Hi there. I've just started a new book that I've been reading. Well, actually, not even a book yet. Personality Isn't Permanent, but I've been reading some of the articles that Benjamin Hardy's been writing about that. And he talks a lot about at the moment about your future self, which is also something else is known as future pacing. And it's a lot of what I talk about when I talk to my clients too, is having a future goal that drives your daily life. And in this case, let's take a step further. So knowing your future self is about creating the future you want and that you want to live in, and then understanding the person you need to be to live in that reality. So you're probably aware of that if you look back 5 or 10 years from now, you were a completely different person than you were at this point in your life. And you had different hopes and challenges and goals to do and experience. And I don't know that I agree with this, but one of the TED Talks I saw talks about how we believe that we're at the best state of our life that we are where we are at now. And I don't know. I always know that I'm improving and increasing and getting better, but maybe that's the average person. But I know that if you're watching this, you're different too. You're a go-getter, you're a goal setter. You want to make things happen in your life, and you work towards making that part of your life. And so we always know that there is more that we can do or be or become, but we also know and appreciate where we are is a huge part of our journey too, and that we've made so many accomplishments and achievements. And so part of that is celebrating where we are, but also looking at where you want to be. And so, as I said, I talk to clients about this, setting a goal, knowing what you want in your life, what you're creating, and not just a career goal, because it's very easy to be like, this is what I want, this is the income I want to make, but what is the life you want to create? What do you want to be living? What do you want to be doing? What does your business or your career help support? What are you doing with your family? And so the same can be said for your future, in that where you were 10 years ago, 5 years ago is going to be different. In the future, you're going to have different interests, habits, goals, and challenges as well. And it's harder for us to imagine that than to look back at the past and know what changed. And so that is a little bit of the challenge there, is going to the future and trying to predict where we'll be. But at the same time, it's so possible. And the coolest thing is that you can create anything that you wanted in the future. So the tipping point is, what is the tipping point for creating a life that you love? And especially if you already know this, because I'm sure most people do know this. Most entrepreneurs, business owners, or people who have goals in life and want to achieve it, you know a lot of these things. So the main things are having the consistency and having accountability. So consistently doing the activities you need to do to create your dream will not only move you forward towards them each day, they will also become habits. So wouldn't it be awesome if your habits were actually moving you towards your goal and not habits that were holding you back? Second is having accountability. And that can be in different forms, whether that's having a coach, your partner, a friend, a colleague, or even a specified accountability buddy. I think either way, you need to be clear and let them know you're my accountability buddy. I've got one. She and I chat a couple times a week. We're texting all day long. And it's just something to keep us on track, but to share our goals and to make progress in life too. So it relates to anything. I know if I have someone that's going to the gym with me, I'm more likely to go when I really don't want to. And that's where some of your habits can overcome your willpower. Again, a whole nother topic that I could go down a path on, but is the difference between habits and willpower. So on a side note, you are the most important person in your life, in your calendar. The appointments you make for yourself are the most important ones that you should keep. And yet, they are the easiest ones that we break. So why is that? Well, I just want you to think about that. So if you have maybe, you want to be in shape, this relates to me, going to the gym. What do you do to go to the gym? If I set an appointment, if I'm on the calendar, if I have to sign up, I know I'm more likely to go than just if I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to go to the gym at this time and make this happen. So what do you need to do to make that happen? And I'll go into that a little bit further. But first I wanted to talk about was really focusing on this future self. It's sort of like, other ways to say it are acting as if, fake it till you make it. I know people don't like the idea of faking it. And it's really not. This is the you that you want to become. So be that person now. Don't, even if you don't feel like that's who you are, be the more confident version of yourself. Be the more joyful version of yourself. Be the happier person. Be the one that, not that you're pretending, but that you're stepping into that person. And there's a lot more depth that could go into that. I'd be happy to talk about it if you do have questions. But here are the easiest steps, 4 steps to creating your dreams in your life. So 1 is knowing your future. So what does that look like? What are you doing? What's in your health, your career, your family, travel, adventure? What are your hobbies? List all that out. Create a plan. Like, if you need to, I've read one book that says make a list of 5,000 things you want to do in your life. And that sounds challenging. I actually have to admit I haven't started that yet because it seems a little intimidating. But my way to approach that is I'm going to write 100 a day or 100 a week and just keep adding to it, and just everything you want to do in your life so that you have a goal you're working towards. Next is feel it and visualize yourself in that reality. So creating that. See yourself in that future. So what does it look like? What does it feel like? What are you doing? If you've bought a brand new house and you're walking around that house, what does your dream house look like? What does it feel like when you know that you've achieved and succeeded and created that? And so bringing in all of your senses while you're doing that. That is so powerful. It's a huge part of NLP too, is bringing in all of your senses to lock it in and really secure that into your body and your system, and also to understand and believe it. And then notice who you need to be to live in that reality. Who are you when you're, for example, walking into that brand new house that you've just bought, your dream house? What beliefs do you have about yourself? What beliefs do you have about your life? How are you that happier person? Got a ferret joking in the background. How are you that happier person? How are you living that's different from what you're doing today? And then do that, be that. Like, take notice of where you can be doing things differently, better, and becoming that person. So act as if you're already that person. How would you act if you're already there? Would you be more confident? Would you be bolder? Would you be happier? Would you maybe have those conversations? Or maybe there's the things too you need to remove from your life that you're like, when I'm more successful, I'm not going to be doing this, or I'm not going to use these excuses. So again, that's 1, knowing your future. 2, feeling and visualizing it and bringing it what that reality is. 3, noticing who you need to be to live in that reality. And then 4, becoming that person. Hi Beth. I'm just talking about, it's about being your future self. So I'll just how, when you want to create your dream life, you need to already be that person, but you need to have those goals too. So having the goals and then creating that dream, that person that you need to be to bring that into your life. So I just was really inspired by that. I like how it ties into everything else I've been sort of teaching and working on, and just wanted to share that you are in control of your life and your future and your destiny. And when you take that proactive approach to it, you take the reins and you control it rather than just living and experiencing life. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Post questions below, and I'll talk to you soon.